I was, I was, I was, I was over at 5200
Hey,
on
doctor.
Monkhouse Drive. Everybody before the meeting start, y'all go over at 5200 Monkhouse Drive and you will see something that your eyes will behold. 5200 Monkhouse.
Yeah, but it's a great picture.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I'd like to call to order the Public Safety Committee meeting today, April 21st, 2025. I don't really have any opening comments. Thank everybody for coming. We're going to have public comments now. I don't see anybody here, but, well, not you, John. So we'll move on, call for approval of the March 25th, 2025 minutes.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Agenda items, we'll skip to B since Chief Reese is not here yet. This is probably more for you, Mr. Dark. I spoke to the mayor last week. Update on 8509 Line Avenue.
You want to do that one? Or you want I'll take it. Okay, why don't you do that one? We're gonna, the plan is to enter into a binding agreement subject to an appraisal. And hopefully we'll have that before you on the 13th of May.
Okay, the next council meeting.
Yeah, the contract will require council approval.
Okay. Thank you. Chief Smith. I noticed since we spoke at the last meeting, the surveillance trailers have been moved around.
Yes, sir.
I saw one at the empty lot next to the Texas Street Bridge. And I saw another one at the old Drip Donuts parking lot. Is that the same trailer, or did you move two of them downtown?
We moved two downtown, but we're having to move them, periodically, depending on the events that are happening at the time.
Okay. So are those two downtown now?
Trying to find it. You got it?
This past weekend, they were located at three different locations: Cargill Park, the head of the Texas Street Bridge, and also Ford Park. And we move them around periodically based
Right.
on different events. Yes, sir.
Right, which I think that was our intention all along, is to move them where, I know Ford Park, Councilman Taylor's had a lot of problem with cruising.
Yeah, and we have realized that we definitely could use some more. So as of last week, we're gonna order two more trailers to have, for our disposal. The
I
three
know-
just can't get around to
I
everywhere.
know the original two seemed to take a long time. Do you have any idea how long these two will take?
Well, if we could move quickly, there are two that is in stock, isn't it, Chief White? I think it's two that's in stock here in town, and we gotta move quickly before the tariffs and everything happen, so we can get the ones that are local. They were
37.
37 each? 37 each, but they here local in town
So
from the
y'all can
vendor.
call them when y'all finish this meeting, huh?
Ma'am?
Y'all can call them when you finish this meeting.
We did last week, last Thursday.
good.
Told them that, you know, we'd like the commitment to purchase them, but it's gonna take us a while to go through the purchasing process, but those were already in stock here in town.
Mr.
Okay.
Dark, should it take that long for them to go through the purchasing process since we purchased them before?
Don't get me to start trying to quote purchasing on you. What normally happens, Angela? You
I
have
mean,
to
because
create
they
a
did-
new purchase order, or can you supplement the one you have? Or- Okay, it'd just be a new PO. It doesn't normally, for that kind of stuff, it does not normally take long.
Okay.
But it was only two available, and they said that after that, they would have to order from their vendor where they come from, and chances are good, because of tariffs and other things, that price was gonna accelerate tremendously.
Is there anything else y'all need the council to do to move it faster?
No, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Y'all good?
We've already, told them that we wanted them, and we was beginning the process, so no,
Okay.
ma'am, we'll make it happen.
Okay, thank you.
And they're holding them for us?
Yes,
Is that Guardian?
sir.
Guardian Solutions?
Guardian, yes.
Okay. All right. Item D, did anybody else have anything on the trailers? Jim?
No, sir, thank you.
In the mayor's State of the City address, he stated that we had more police officers at the end of 2024 than we did at the end of 2023. Can you give us that number?
That is correct. Chief White, if you want to talk about it.
Yes, sir. At the end of 2023, we finished the year with 432 officers. In 2024, we finished the year with 438. And that was the first time in a few years that we were able to do so.
That the number went up?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
And graduation is scheduled for this Friday, I believe, with 8 new police officers.
8 that are going to graduate?
This coming Friday, that is correct.
Okay.
Is that 10 o'clock, Chief?
10 o'clock, it'll be at our Broadmoor Baptist Church on Uri Drive. We'll be sending out an invitation to all of you before the day is out, and would love to see you come by if your schedule permits.
So do you have a projection for the end of 2025? Do you have a number in mind or do you just recruit the best that you can and?
We do the best we can. We have 2 full-time recruiters that travel all over the state attempting to recruit. We are hoping to be close to the, maybe 450 mark at the end of the year. Attrition is hard to keep up with people steady retiring or, doing other things.
Okay, but you would say 450 is a goal for the end of 2025?
That is correct.
Okay. Anybody else on this?
Our next academy class should begin in August,
Yes, sir.
latter July, early August, and we are hoping, giving it our best effort to get, 15 or better in that class. And generally, our completion rate is around 60%, 60 to 70% of what we hire will actually make it through the academy.
You're hoping to start with 15?
We're hoping to start with 15 or better.
Okay. And 60% of those normally graduate?
That is correct.
Got it.
We began the current academy class with 14, and we had 8 to pass their post-exam last week.
Is that 8 of ours or 8?
No, 8 of ours for
Of
us, for
ours,
SPD, yes. Beside, I don't know exactly how many, there was quite a few others for other police departments that were in the academy also.
And if I may, speaking of academies, how's the CPA going? Citizens Police Academy.
Oh, going fine.
Recruiting. I guess we're still recruiting, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Deadline passed yet?
Yes, it
Yes.
actually started about two
That's what I thought.
weeks ago. But as soon as we, finish this, we'll have other opportunities in the future. So we'll bring the list, and you're all invited to to attend.
What do we have in it this time? 20, 20?
About 20.
That's
There's
good.
about 20 in it, and they are having a great time. As a matter of fact, we have some that's repeating it that went through the academy years ago that said that they want a refresher and enroll again.
When is the next class?
Yeah,
We hadn't set a date yet, but we'll send that in.
Yeah, I want to join the next class.
it's a one night a week for
Yeah.
about 3 hours.
And is there, are there any plans to start another auxiliary officer academy?
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Very,
Because you
very
get a lot of
soon.
those from the CPA.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, Gary, Indiana is sending people here tomorrow to see if Gary, Indiana, to view our program with the Citizens Academy. And we're very excited about that.
That's usually how it
long
works.
was the auxiliary program?
How long?
Uh-huh. The auxiliary officers
like-
program.
I think it's for about 10 weeks also.
It used to be 8 weeks when I was.
It's not as long as if you go in for reserve. And it's at night, the same way after hours.
Okay.
How old? 21 or better. No, sir. As long as you're in reasonably good physical health and is able to assist us. The auxiliary program has been tremendous to help us out. They actually relieve officers of some duties and allow them to get to more serious duties. We send one or two our marked police units home with auxiliary officers, and they alternated around. So if we have a traffic light that's gonna be out for a long time, or something of that nature, we can immediately call an auxiliary, and they'll respond from home and relieve an officer to get back in service. They assist us on all major events. They are required to volunteer 8 hours a month at their own discretion. So they get in uniform and come for 8 hours a month and ride the street. Matter of fact, they enable us to catch some serious criminal here within the past couple of weeks. We don't want them to actually engage with nobody, but be our eyes and ears. And they spotted some serious offender that we wanted and kept them in sight until
That's good.
the Army got there. They help us out on automobile accidents. And I think at one while, we were allowing some of them to make accident reports on private.
You wanted 5,200 Monco.
I'd love to have it. You know, here's one of the great things about the auxiliary program that people really love. People can come and check out a patrol unit with a partner, and they can go back and patrol their own neighborhoods.
Right.
And that has been great
Yeah,
across
that is
our
good.
city. We got you.
They're not even gonna let him in the building.
I know, right?
That's right.
Okay, anyone else on that? Item? Next item, and this might also be a question for Mr. Dark. Do we have the same, for 2025, do we have the same incentive program for police that we had, that you guys enacted in 2024?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
And I got, if you want a little bit more specific detail, Chief Willis is here. She's our budget and finance person and can give you specifics about, our expenditures so far as the incentive stuff.
So we have recruitment referral incentives that we have for our current officers, anyone that's captain or below, that we hire one of their referrals. They are allotted $300, but they are paid in 3 increments, $100 upon hiring of the recruit, $100 upon the graduation, and then $100 after the officer has completed 1 year. To this date, we've paid $3,100 in recruitment referral incentives, and we have this class graduating, so we'll pay another, I think, $400 at the end of this month for that. For our current employees, we have a firearms incentive, and for 2024, we paid $215,000 for our firearms incentive. Our physical fitness incentive, we paid $103,500 for 2024. And then we also have our new hire and lateral incentives. So for 2024, we had 3 classes go through. We pay a total of $7,200 to the new hires. We pay them $2,400 upon graduation, and then the other $4,800 once they've completed their first year.
Nice.
We've just paid that first class, Class 90, just received their second payment at the end of January. So up to this date, we've paid $118,200 in new hire and laterals. We also pay our laterals, we pay them $5,000 upon hiring, and then we pay 2 more stipends of $2,500 each once they've completed 18 months is the second, and 24 months is the third and final payment.
Do we offer any incentives for referrals?
For the,
If I refer you to the department and you qualify and,
we do that for our current, like if it's an employee, yes, we do. That was the first one I went over. We have a
Yeah.
recruitment referrals. So anyone that's the rank of below captain, if they were, and they're not in any, if they're not, can't be recruiters, obviously, but anyone below the rank of captain is offered $300 of a recruitment referral incentive.
and what about previous law enforcement experience? In other words, a lateral transfer, if I refer a buddy of mine to come up here from DeSoto and come back home, so to speak.
If someone outside the department, or if there's someone, we don't have,
No, within our department.
Oh, within our
Chief,
department,
yeah.
yes. Yes, if someone's coming back, if
So it'd
someone.
be the same,
Yes, sir.
$300?
Yes.
Thank you.
The-
Well done.
Would you tell me the incentive for transfers again?
The lateral,
Did you say
it's
5,000?
15,000 total. They get 5,000 upon their hiring, about 30 days after they're hired. $2,500 is after the completion of 18 months, and then the other $2,500 after the completion of 24 months.
So it's 10,000.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, it is 10,000. I'm sorry. I did misspeak.
Within the 2-year period.
And within the 2, yeah, it's paid over 3 installments. So I'm sorry, I misspoke. It was 10,000 total.
Okay, and has that been effective? Have
Well, we had 3 laterals hired in 2024, and so far we have 2 laterals for 2025.
Okay.
All right.
And I just want to add, as we talked about comparing 2023 to 2024, those incentives we believe are effective because that retention rate, we're having people leaving at a reduced rate than we had the year before. So we do believe that it's been effective.
And are we still doing education benefits still?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
While we're on this, Chief Smith just said 450 would be a goal for all total officers at the end of 2025. Is there an ideal number? I mean, is that always changing, or in a perfect world, how many officers would we have if we could afford them?
550.
550.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone else?
There's a magical formula. You really have to think a lot about it. It's not just as easy as setting a particular number. Many years ago, the city commissioned a study of the police department. It's called the Bell Mio study that gave us some really scientific data to work with in establishing manpower. The formula across the country is about 2.5 to 3 officers per 1,000 people, I believe it is, but more have to be computed in that. You have to really decide your demand for services, how much time does that take, what you would ideally like your response time to be. You have to factor in how much of an officer's day would you like them to have for proactive time. That's when they're not obligated, when they can patrol. I know you probably hear from your constituents, I don't see officers as much patrolling. Well, that's called patrol time, unobligated time, when they can be riding through the community looking for a problem. So it's a lot of factors to go in to decide kind of what your ideal manpower should be. At that time, it was kind of decided that we needed around 550. You needed around 30 or so, a cushion so you could overhire, so you could hope to maintain that number. But it's just unfortunate over the course of years, we have not been able to overhire or maintain that number. But the environment has changed where our demand for service is not as much as it was back then. Study occurred. Our technology has improved. We've embraced technology. This is enabling us to work a lot more efficient than it used to be. Just a whole lot of things have changed, but that's kind of where we at.
And I'm sorry, Councilman Telfair.
Oh, it's good, it's good.
When was that study done?
When was Bell Mio? Back in the
90s.
2005. There hadn't been one since then.
Okay, so I'm just guessing that our situation is similar to a lot of cities across the country.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's not just unique to SPD.
That is correct. That is correct.
Okay, Councilman Talavera?
Are we still, Chief, are we still tracking directed patrol hours? In other words, are we getting down on a button for directed patrol? I know we used to. But
Should
I
be.
didn't know we should be.
They should be.
And that's been- I
And
think
some do, but, you know, I don't know if everyone is or not, but some do.
Well, I think we should.
Yes.
I think it would be good to encourage our officers to.
Yes.
I didn't like it when I was on because that's typically if I'm not on a call, I'm directed patrol. I mean, I'm
Sure.
out there, patrolling my neighborhood.
Sure.
But I see the value now as far as not to necessarily keep track, but actually as a form of metrics that says that we in a given month, our officers spent X amount of hours on directed
Yes.
patrol, which
Yes,
means
sir.
they weren't assigned a call, they weren't down on a button for
Yes,
some other thing. And I think that would be quite comforting to know that.
Sure.
So maybe we can just encourage them to get down on a button whenever they can or whenever they think about it. I know that it's
Absolutely.
a habit, when you're not shagging a call that you're on directed patrol or something of that nature.
Absolutely. And we're using a lot more smart police tactics where we're intelligent led, where officers are getting assigned
Right.
to specific patrol detail. For instance, I'll just say if accidents is happening in the 1,000 block of Uri Drive, where the officer may be assigned to go and sit in the 100 block of Uri Drive, do your paperwork, look for what the problem is. They would in fact get down on that radio for that as a directed patrol because in essence it is.
Sure.
But I agree with you 100%.
Understand. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else? Okay, agenda item F. I know y'all started on the enforcement of the amended squatters ordinance. Y'all started enforcing that, I believe,
Absolutely.
before last.
Absolutely.
Can you
We've
give us an
made,
update on that?
I think we've made about 7 or so arrests on that. We have literally